Hi guys, welcome to our week 3 session our week 2 session. This will be our third session for week 2. As you know, yesterday I was under the weather with a stomach bug, and I'm still not totally well, but we're getting there. But because I know that I had to cancel the lecture, which put you guys behind, I'm going to give a blanket extension until Sunday. So as long as you have your work in by Sunday, 11:59 p.m., it will be on time. Today, we're going to take a look at responsive web design, the week 2 discussion, the week 2 assignment overview, and we're going to talk about the assessment a little bit. And we're going to do a demo for the week 2 assignment. Your discussions this week has to do with what makes a website good or bad. Have you ever been to a site and said, wow, how cool is that? But when you tried to interact with it or navigate to get more info, you can't figure out the navigation level, or you can't find it. You know, we've kind of talked about this for the past 2 weeks. All of us go to websites and it's like, whoa. We may go to somewhere, it's, oh, like this is really cool, but you can't figure out how the website actually works. Or you go to a website that it looks fine, it looks normal, but the navigation bar is missing. Or you just get on a website and immediately feel like there's just something wrong with that website. And so you automatically go to a new one. So this week, you're going to basically find some examples of good websites and find some examples of some bad websites. And bad websites can have all kinds of problems. It could be navigation problems. It could be color issues. It could be the page just looks entirely too clustered. Those sort of things. So you're just going to list those websites and talk about each one. What's wrong? What do you think's wrong with that website? What makes it hard to navigate or hard to look at or read? That sort of thing. You're going to create your mock-up for your website this week, and you're going to define and apply an effective, efficient workflow. Now, as you know, the wireframe has already been done for you, and we're going to be taking a look at that in just a second. And now that you have gotten your feet wet with HTML and CSS, we're going to take a little breather and learn how to create a PSD mockup. Dreamweaver has an awesome extract tool that makes coding a site very easy from a properly set up PSD file. We will be exploring that feature next week. But this week, let's learn how to get our mockup set up so that they will be easy to get our optimized images into Dreamweaver. Optimizing images is very important for the web, just like it is for print. If you try and upload a file that is not optimized for fast viewing, the image may take a long time. Even 1 to 2 seconds is a long time for a web page. And visitors, well, they get bored or think your site's not working correctly, and so they go somewhere else. The PSD file you will work with is set up for the proper resolution for a web page. It is set to 75 ppi. Any external images that you place in this document will adjust to the correct resolution when you go to the export the images for web use. Just because an image is in JPG or PNG format doesn't mean it is optimized for the web. Our direction. You're going to download the zip files from week 1. If you haven't already downloaded them, make sure that you do download that DES Student Starter files. You're going to open the 4 wireframe PDFs found in the folder, Lawn Care Wireframe PDFs. Look through these and decide which 2 you want to mock up in Photoshop for the assignment. In the Finder, find the file name Lawn Care Mockup Homepage PSD. Copy it or duplicate that file and replace the word homepage with the name of one of the pages you will be mocking up. Then you're going to duplicate it again and replace the home page with the second page you will mock up. The 4 pages you added in week 1's assessment were service, gallery, crew, and contact. Following the branding from the home page for colors, type, styles, and sizes used, remove/replace any layers or content with the content referenced from the PDF wireframes for each screen size. All images and copies of these pages are provided in the subfolders you downloaded. Use the provided text from the Word document, not the wireframes. This is a real-world scenario where the final copy would be completed after the wireframe is approved. The text also has what tag you should use when you structure your HTML for these pages next week. Delete any unused layers from the PSD files to keep the size down. Placing the images as linked assets instead of drag and drop or embedding them will keep the file size down. Then you're going to zip that PSD mockup folder, zip those 2 PSTs together, and you're going to name it DS248 Assignment 2, your first name, your last name. Your week 2 assessment. The quiz has 14 questions and is based on the required reading from week 1 and 2's course media. This content will have been covered in the live sessions as well. The questions are on HTML and CSS syntax and structure and proper use. Make sure, guys, go back to your course media page. Look at each one of those articles. If you haven't read them, read them. If you've already read them, go back through and scan them again before you take this test. Okay, guys, we're going to jump straight into our lecture here, our demo. And let me share my Finder box. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go to where you downloaded the student start files. I downloaded mine to my desktop. You are going to find the wireframes folder, the Lawn Care Wireframes PDF. And you can look through each one of these images. I will tell you right now, the 2 pages that you want to mock up are your services page and your contacts page. If you don't want those, your services page and your crew page are also good. This is kind of one of those moments because you're going to have to do some work on all of these pages in order to get the images you want. The contact page requires you to have a background image. Let's go ahead and open it so I can just tell you about what's going on here. So if you choose not to mock up this contact page, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take the background image that goes here, the puzzle picture. You're going to need to take it into Photoshop. And you're going to need to turn down the transparency to 20% and then save it. The background image goes on the contact page and it has to be, the transparency has to be set to 20% and the photo saved in order to get it to work right with the contact page. That's the easy part. So if you want to avoid having to do the mock-up for all of these, the form, all the boxes and that sort of thing, that's absolutely fine. You can choose one of the other pages. So let's open up the crew page, the gallery page, and the services page. Okay, I'm going to share my Acrobat with you. The services page is definitely one of the pages you want to mock up. You will be coding it next week. And as you can see from the wireframe, it tells you everything. Your services photo goes here, which is inside the images folder. And then it tells you the lawn care services promises. These are just text boxes. And then it tells you the lawn care photo 1, 2, and then the landscape photo 1 and 2. Go on these pages. And then you have the gallery. Do not mock up this page, guys. It's going to be a waste of your time. Ultimately, the gallery will be a bootstrap slideshow. And then you have the crew page. This is another good page to mock up because you will be coding it next week. And it has an image owner and images of the crew. It has 2 images you'll have to bring into Photoshop. The rest of it is text. And then, of course, your contact page. It only has 1 image, like I was just talking about. It goes in the background behind the contact form. In Photoshop, if you don't mock up this page, and really it's 1 image, I probably wouldn't mock up this page. Just take this photo into Photoshop, turn the transparency down to 20%, and then save it. That way, when you need it on the contact form next week, you can just bring it in and it's already done for you. So now let's hop into Photoshop. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up that mock-up. I'm going to go to File, go to Open. My DS, Start Files, and my mock-up folder. Lawn Care Mock-up, and Copy. I'm going to open that PSD. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is, we're going to zoom in here a little bit. And I'm going to click on this first image. You notice I have auto select turned on. I'm going to click on that first image and delete it. Same thing with the blue box and the green box and all of these little pictures down at the bottom. I'm going to delete them, and I'm going to do that on all of the screens. Oops, accidentally deleted my background color. Now on my mobile view, I'm going to leave my 2 color boxes because I want to reuse that color, and right now it's not in my swatch panel, so I'm going to delete all these images off here. And then click on that green box, open that number 3 folder. Oh, that's the button. There's the dark green. I'm going to do a new slide, not the right color. Let's grab my eyedropper. Click on that swatch and go new swatch. And I'm just going to name it Lawn Care Green. Then I'm going to do the blue. Lawn Care Blue. That way I have them, and then I'm going to delete these. Delete, delete. Now everything is deleted except for my header and footer. I want to leave all that stuff on there because it's the exact same on each page. So now I'm going to go to File, Save As. And instead of Home Page, I'm going to do Services. And hit OK. And then I'm going to save it again. Save As. And this time I'm going to choose Crew. And hit OK. Okay, so this is the crew one. That's where we're going to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to File. And I'm going to place linked. And I'm in the wrong spot on my layers panel. Let's go down here to my layers panel. I'm going to go down to my footer. I'm going to make a layer here. Let's see. That's the 768, 480 mobile. This is my footer. This is my desktop version. Yes. I'm going to make a layer here and I'm going to drag it to the bottom. I'm going to go to File, Place Linked, and I need to go back to my desktop. Go to my start files. I'm going to go to my wireframes, and we're working on the crew page. I'm going to click on that crew PDF, and I'm going to do place. I want to place the desktop size. Hit OK. And hit my Enter key. I'm going to turn off my background layer for a second. So this page needs to come up here like this. This should be the actual size of the crew page. There we go. So I know I need to shorten it. So I'm going to click on these little boxes and go ahead and delete those. Click on my footer area. I'm going to drag it up so it matches the bottom of that page. Use my arrow keys to line it up. About right there. And I'm going to grab my crop tool. And I'm going to crop that. And now I'm going to go through and add all of the little pieces that I need to add. I need a box here. I'm going to make sure I'm on my desktop. Make sure I'm above that green light layer. And I need a little box here. I'm going to drag this over. And I'm going to fill it. And I'm going to make this one a brown color because brown is used on our website. Make a new layer. Brown. And then this is the About Us. This is Meet the Crew. Isn't that what that says? Yes, Meet the Crew. So now I need to jump back to my Finder. And we need to go in and open the copy. So I'm going to open that. And then go back to Photoshop so I can start copying and pasting the copy text that has to be used. I'm going to grab my type tool, click up here, and Meet the Crew. And it should be white. And it should be the center. And then I have a few images I need to go ahead and place in here. Image of owner. So I'm going to go to File, Place Linked. Go to my start files, and there is the lawn care site images. These are the images that are for your mock-up. So I'm going to find the image of the owner. Service. Crew, team crew owner. There it is. I'm going to hit place. And obviously, he's a little bigger than he should be, right? Scoot that over and scale it down till I meet, so I match that gray square. My Enter key. There he is. And then I have the image of the crew. File, Place Linked, grab my crew image, and again, too big. I'm going to scale it down, match it to this box. My Enter key. And this is Meet Dave, the owner. So that's his text box. I'm going to switch over to Microsoft Word real quick. And this is the lawn care landscaping. So all pages in header, footer, home page, services page, Meet the Crew page. Here we go. So Meet Dave the owner is an H2. I'm gonna copy it. Grab my type tool. First, I need to make a square. We're gonna use my selection rectangle and I'm gonna draw a square over here. You can use your shape tool too. It's whichever one you're comfortable with. And this time, I think I'll make this one the blue color. So I'm gonna make a layer and color this box blue. And then grab my type tool and paste my text. It needs to be white. It needs to be smaller. So if my heading 1 was 24, I can probably do Meet Dave the owner at 18. That looks pretty good. Bring it up to the top of that box. And then I need the text that goes inside this box. So once again, I'm going to copy that text from here. This tells you it's paragraph text. I'm going to copy this little bit first, right here, of this paragraph. Copy. Grab my type tool. I'm going to make a text box. And change my font size. I'm going to change it to 11 point and hit paste. And left align it instead of centering it. It needs to be a little bit bigger. It looks like my text is a little too big. So let's try bringing this down to 10 point and opening my tab tools. 10 point. Left. That's a little better, but according to my copyright text, there is supposed to be another set of text, a call for free estimate today, 555, which means this box isn't quite long enough. Even if I were to make this 16 point, it's not going to allow me to raise all this text up and out. I could change, let's click on my paragraph box there. I'm set at 24 point leading to 18. That might leave me enough room. So I'm going to switch back to that Word document real quick. And I'm just going to copy the next group of text that goes under that in this Meet Dave. And draw a text box and paste it. And then move it where it's supposed to be. Like that. Let's see if we can't get that font back to 11 point. It fit in there. Nope. Well, close. Let's move this up a little bit. Let's move this down. Make it 11 point. That works. So there's that text box. And then we have the About Us. So I'm going to grab my transform tool. I'm going to make that square again. That, make a new layer. This time I'm going to go with the green color. I'm going to fill it. Deselect it. Jump to my Word document. And here's the text for the About Us. I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this. Well, not all of it. Let's do the About Us first. I'm going to copy it. Back to Photoshop. Change my text to white. Paste it. And it needs to be 16 point. And it needs to be centered there. And then back to Word and copy the rest of that text. copy these two. Grab my type tool and draw a text box. Change my font to 11 and paste. And it looks like I don't have enough padding here. So I'm going to narrow this text box down just a little bit. And then center it up in this box. Like that. So then we have the crew box again. With the rectangle selection tool, I'm going to make that box. I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to make this box blue. I'm just going to keep rotating colors. Grab my paint bucket, fill that box with blue. And then back to Word. The crew is an H2. Back to Photoshop. Grab my type tool. Change my font to white. My size to 16. Paste. Right, 16, yes, 16. Okay, and then back to Word. And it's an H3. I'm going to copy it. My type tool, click. It needs to be a bit smaller because it's an H3, so I'm going to move it down to 14 point. Paste. Move it right underneath there, and then back to Word. And I have this paragraph text. I'm going to copy it. Grab my type tool. And this time I'm going to draw a box. And I'm going to paste. Now, we know this list is supposed to be spread out so it consumes this box. So I'm going to up the leading. Still not quite enough. Getting there. That looks better. There is the mock-up of the crew page. So I'm going to go back to my layers panel. And I'm going to go down and find that PDF. Was this. I'm going to delete it and turn back on the background color. There's the desktop version of the crew page. I'm just going to slide over to the template page and go to File. Actually, let's find it in our libraries or layers panel first. Let's close our desktop. We're going to go down to Tablet. We're going to go to the very bottom. Go to File. Place linked. Back to my desktop, my student start files, my wireframes, the crew page. Hit place, my box is going to pop up. This time, I want the tablet view. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to pull this down so everything is even where it should be. My Enter key. So far, we're looking pretty good there. I'll turn my footer off. Yeah, we're pretty aligned there. That footer could come down just a hair. Like that. I just moved it down a little bit using my arrow keys. And I'm going to get rid of these white boxes. So there's my owner image. I'm going to go to File, Place Linked, Desktop, Starter Files, Site Images. and find my owner again. Place. And hold my shift key down, scale this so I match that box, hit my enter key. And I need the crew image. File, place linked, the team photo, hold my shift key down, scale it. Hit my enter key. And guys, it may not be an exact perfect fit. You can see on the tablet when I scale proportionately, it's a little bit off. That's fine. Make sure you scale proportionately. Don't skew this image to make it fit the box. Just get it as close as you can. And then we have the whole meet the crew again. Grab my selection one there. Make this box. Make a new layer. I'm going to turn it brown just like I did the one on the other page, so it's the exact same. And this time I'm going to click on Meet the Crew since I have auto select. And I'm going to duplicate it. And J. Oof. I don't want, just want to duplicate it. Thank you. And I'm just going to drag it over here to my tablet view. Oops. And I'm going to do the same thing with all these text boxes. There's that one. Move it over here to this artboard. And it's actually going to go right here. I need to make a box behind it first. And it should be blue. Got my paint bucket. Ching. And now we're on the tablet view. I'm going to grab my type tool. This text box needs to be bigger, obviously. I'm going to scale it, make it bigger. And I'm going to make my font bigger. 12. Move that to 24. We could probably even make this 14 point. And Meet Dave, I'm going to up it to 24 point. Make this box a little bit narrower. Like that. My paragraph, I want to turn off hyphenate and center this up a little bit. There we go. And then the About Us. Draw the square. Make a layer. Pick my green. Click. You select it. Come over here and grab these text boxes. Command J. I'm going to drag this over here. be 24 point now. Centered. I'll grab my type tool. Paragraph, undo hyperlinks, and let's space it out. Much better. And we have the crew. Make this box. And you notice I'm making it just a tad bit shorter so it matches the image. Make a new layer. This should be blue. Fill it. Deselect it and copy. All of this over to here. Oh, this one we forgot to make our text bigger. It should be 12 point. There we go. Right? Or did we make it 14? 14. So here's the crew. It goes up here. It should be 24 point. I'll move that one to 18 point. And this is 14 point, and I have our type tool. Make this box a little bit wider. Like that. So there is our tablet view. Once again, I'm going to go down to the bottom of that section and find my layer that has the PDF mockup. Click on it. There it is. And I'm going to delete it. So there's our tablet view. So next, we have, oops. The mobile version. I'm going to delete all this gray background there. File. Place linked. To my desktop, my student start files, my wireframes, my crew, hit place. And this time I'm going to choose the mobile version and hit OK. There it is. I'm going to pull it down here and even it up. Now, my enter key, grab my footer. I'm going to pull it up here where it should go. And my wireframe, it looks like we're not at the bottom of that layer. I'm going to drag it down here. That. My footer where it goes, grab my crop tool, crop the bottom of it up where it should be. And then go through here and place all of my images and stuff. Now I could go over here and Command J, grab that image and drag it over here. Command T, scale it, make it big enough. And meet Dave the owner. Command T again. And grab all this text, Command J, and pull it over here. Grab my type tool. we go, and the About Us, Command J on that green box. Over here, Command T. Enter key, and copy all this text. Command J, move it. Got my type tool, click in that text box and make it smaller. Center that. And we have the image of the crew. I'm going to click on it, Command J, drag it over here. Command T, hold my Shift key down, scale it. Enter key. And then we have the crew. I'm going to click on that blue box, Command J to duplicate it. Bring it down here to the bottom. Whoops. Command T. There is a gray color here somewhere. Well, maybe that's my wireframe. Yes. Okay. My blue box. Grab this text, Command J. It goes here. And this one, Command J. Oh, wrong one. Command J. Bring this one over here. And it's a little too long now. The 30 is a little too much. 38, 48, pretty good. I'm going to put that over here. This is going to go over here. And there's the mobile mock-up. Now it looks like there needs to be a little bit of adjustment. You see the space we have there. You need to have an even amount of space between each one. So you may have to do some minor adjustments when you're done, just to get that space right. Essentially, guys, it needs to look very similar to the wireframe. It probably won't fit exactly. Matter of fact, it doesn't fit exactly. I'm going to delete that. And you can see here, I need to move that footer up just a little bit, which means I need to crop it a little bit more. And that's good to go. Now, our directions say, to zip the PSD documents into one file. So that's how you do it. Oh, it looks like we got a little bit of a problem here at the top. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Pull that up. Pull that up. Pull that up. And our footer up once again. There we go. So file, save. Any questions? You're going to do the next page the exact same way. You're going to pull in the wireframe and paste it on here. Why do I feel like I'm missing something in this page though? Meet the crew is missing. Oops, I totally looked over that, didn't I? So I'm going to make this a little bit longer. Select all of that. And pull this whole thing down just a little bit. And let's copy this. That should go here. And select all this again. And I'm just using my black arrow like you do in Illustrator. Drawing a square over everything I need. And it will select it all. And I'm just moving it up to the top where it should go. I'll go back down. Move my footer back up. And crop it one last time. And that will do it for the crew page. So you may have to make some minor adjustments, especially on the mobile version. Everything else fits pretty well, but the mobile version, it kind of varies. So if you can't get everything to fit exactly, just get it as close as you can, but don't scale and skew any of the images just so they'll fit and match the wireframe. Don't do that because it's going to look funny when you put them on the website next week. So just get them as close as you can while keeping everything proportionate and not skewed. Make sense? You have any questions, Tamara? This week, like I said at the beginning of the week, this week is pretty easy. As far as these mock-ups go, you have the wireframe to follow, which makes them very easy. The text is already done for you. You just have to copy and paste it from Word into Photoshop. And then set your font and your font size, that sort of thing, and you're good to go. All right, then we will call it an evening. Again, guys, I apologize for being sick yesterday and having to cancel our lecture. And everyone has a blanket extension till Sunday because I know I put some of you behind. So don't get stressed out because I had to cancel the lecture yesterday and now you're a day behind. I'm giving you an extra day to finish it and it'll still be on time. I will see you guys next week unless you need help, and I will be in the SSD tonight and on Friday night. Thank you, Tamara. Yes, I'm feeling better, but not quite 100% yet, but way better than yesterday. I will see you guys later.